Hey, welcome back to Karen's Papercraft. Thank you very much for watching. In today's video I'm featuring the flowers from the Bottled Happiness stamp set. This is a two-step stamp and you create a really lovely effect with that. You can see that here. It's just that I didn't want the centres of my flowers to be green. So I've devised a method by which you can get more colours in. I hope you can see that. And ignore the bottles. I'll be talking about the bottles in the video as well. And at least I couldn't use my Stampin' Write markers on this stamp because it's a photopolymer stamp, the way you would normally do this with your rubber stamps. So find out how I did it. So here you have my card, and up close you see the two-step stamping method. I'm going to show you how you can give even more depth to these bottles, and I got this from Jay. He's one of the creators from Mitosu Crafts, and you should really check out their channel because they're really talented. Anyway, thank you Jay for the method of colouring the bottles. I'll come back to that later. First, I used garden birdhouses and Bottled Happiness, and for my method I'm going to use the Stamparatus. You can do it without, but this does involve some precision stamping, and the Stamparatus makes life much more easy. So I'm putting my stamp sets over here for a minute. I'm going to show you what paper you need. Tahitian Tide. You want a piece of basic white. And you need 2 pieces of masking paper. And I'm going to start with setting up my Stamparatus. I'll show you how I do this. The Bottled Happiness is a photopolymer stamp set, so you need the mat. And I can do without this for a minute. First I'm going to put in my piece of basic white, and I'm going to try and figure out where I want my stamps to go. And I don't know where I've put my bottle. Oh, there it is. Oh, I thought, oh, where's my bottle? Okay, so I don't want it too far from the bottom, but I want the flowers to be able to go on as well, and this is the largest flower bunch, so I want my flowers to be within the card, and then the bottle goes inside a bit, so this should be it. And you see the bottle will be able to fit under later when I've stamped my flowers, so I can put the bottle back now. And then first I'm going to pick up my stamp with a plate. I have more plates. I have 4, which is easy when you're stamping with more than one stamp. What you could also do is that normally the Stamparatus comes with 2 plates, and you could turn over your plate. Another option, but since I have more plates, I'll be using more of my plates. So that is my this one, and I'm going to stamp that first, and I'm going to use a dark colour because I want to be able to see very well. I'm going to put something under here. Why not my breadboard? And then a piece of paper because I want to see where the ink goes on my stamp. So I'm inking up my stamp. I'm going to stamp this just once, making sure my paper is in the top corner. Now I'm putting my plate aside after cleaning it, and let me just get my chamois over here. So there's a lot of cleaning involved, but it's worth your trouble. Alright, so this plate goes over here. Then I'm going to take the second stamp, this one, and I'm going to place that over the dark colour that I've made, and because of the dark colour I can see where the centres of the flowers should be going. And I'm just looking at the flower there, flower at the bottom, and one on the left. If you have them right, then when you stamp again, it will be right where you want it. So Having done that, and again, top corner, pick up the stamp, and then I'm trying it with a light colour, in this case Mango Melody. Oh, my desk is so crowded because I need a lot of supplies now. Okay, so stamp, and I'm not happy with that. You see, this is not where I want them to be. It's too high. I don't know what happened. So I'll do it again. Off camera I repeated the process, and now I'm happy where the yellow has stamped onto the green. Now I can put my card in, and I'm using a magnet to keep it all down, and then again with this stamp I'm going to stamp first now, and I'm going to stamp in Mango Melody, but I'm going to clean off part of my stamp. So for this technique, what I've done is I've just cut off a strip of my chamois, which is still large enough, and now I have these 3 little pieces, and with those I'm going to clean the stamp. So I'm going to clean off anything that is not a center of a flower. Should there be a bit of Mango Melody left, it's not really a problem, because you're going to stamp over that in Evening Evergreen, which is dark enough to take it. It takes some time, I know, but the result, I think, is worthwhile. Then when you're ready to stamp, you huff on the stamp because the ink may have dried a little, so sorry about the funny noise. And then I'm going to stamp. And you see that now I have stamped only the hearts of the flowers, putting it back in. And I don't know if the camera picks it up, there's a bit of yellow around it, but as I said, I'm going to stamp over that in the Evening Evergreen. And before I do this, I'm going to put my piece of masking paper in, and I'm going to stamp twice, because we're going to make a mask as well. So here's my mask, and first I'm going to cut out the flowers in the center. And I'm going to mask my flower hearts, the centers, you see? And now I can stamp again in Evening Evergreen. And it may need stamping twice to get a colour which is really dark enough. And there you see, no more green hearts to the flowers. Cleaning off my stamp again. And I'm going to repeat the process with the other stamp. And so I'm changing plates now. It's the same thing really. You need a mask. I'm taking a third plate now because I want to be making more of these cards, and so I'm leaving them on my plate so that I have the exact position right. Checking all the time that your cardstock is in the position where you want it, so right in that top corner. And now for the magic of J. I'll just, oh hang on, there's a bit of ink there. If you make a point of cleaning your stamps off right away, you don't make mistakes later on getting ink where you don't want it. Now then, I'm just putting my stamp apparatus over here for a minute. I'm going to use my watercolour pencils, and I'm using Balmy Blue and Pacific Point, and I'm going to decide that I want the shadow to go there, and I'm starting with my Pacific Point, Balmy Blue I mean, and I'm going to colour in the stamp. And as you can see, I'm not using the point. Can I show you? No, because if you use it from the top, you get really, it's visible. If you use it from the side, you see, you get a nice soft blend. So what effect you want, that decides whether you use the point or just the side of your pencil. So just holding it like this, you see, and then colouring. And then the shadow goes a bit down there. And everything on my desk is shaking along. Then I'll continue with my Pacific Point, the darker colour. Now I'm using the point because I want to create that rim of the bottle. And then with the lighter colour, and you can add more layers if you want to. I'm happy with that, and I'm going to give my bottle some real glass. That means I'm going to use my Versamark and the Stampin' Emboss powder, the clear, there we go, clear Stampin' Emboss powder. Versamark, so I need the plate with my bottle again. Put Versamark on. And I'm going to put on 2 layers. So I'm going to put Versamark on, stamp it, put the Stampin' Emboss powder on, heat set it, and while it is still warm, add more powder and heat it again. Look how pretty. It looks like a real bottle now, especially with the 2 layers. I need to do some more stamping because I'm going to use this card as a welcome card for new neighbours. So from the garden birdhouses, I'm using the sentiment welcome. And this is a D block, is it? A C block. This is my C block. And now it's time to assemble the card, and I'm looking for my card base. Now this was 6 inches with a purpose because now it's easy to stick it on, and then I'm going to cut away the excess. For me that's an easier method. So here I'm going to put a bit of seal in the middle and the liquid glue. And I'm going to put some liquid glue there, just before the score line. And here I'm staying away about 1/2 inch from the end of the paper. There's no glue here because the glue is there. And then I'm using my grid paper. You see here, I can hold it very easily here. And then I'm going to stick it about 1/4 of an inch from the edge, and I'm using my grid paper to get it on right. And then you can attach your piece of basic white. Give the glue some time to adhere. So I'm using my stamping tool now. You could use a bone folder as well. Now I can cut away what I don't need. And you have a pretty card finished. And I'm trying to find my other card. Ah, here it is. You should really see my desk. You see how much better the bottle looks. So I'm going with that one. Well, thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.